Hey, it's BT with the BT Catalan Barcelona review. Let's get right to it. Listen, we'll get to the other stuff later, and you know what I'm talking about. Right now, let's start off with Moto3, how we do it. And I'm going to say it's a controversial statement. If you don't like it, fight me. Find me in the streets and fight me. Well, not really fight me. We'll discuss it. But best Moto3 rider of all time. The best Moto3 rider of all time, Max Killer Quiles. I know it's controversial because Brad Binder was a bad son of a bitch. If you remember what he did in Jerez when he was in Moto3, incredible. Pedro Acosta, I mean, damn. Pedro Acosta, damn. But Max Killer Quiles, if you don't believe me, watch the race this past weekend. Watch what he did. His racecraft is unbelievable. His style is impetuous. He wants to eat your children. All praise due to Allah. Ha! That's Mike Tyson. But still, Pedro Acosta is that dude. I hope he does well in Moto2, but go back and watch the race. That's why he was the rider of the race. It's his to lose, and he won't lose his championship. But watch out for David Munoz. Munoz will keep him honest, but only for so much. I mean, Killer Quiles has that much talent. Heartbreak goes to Valentin Peroni. He's from Barcelona, and he had pole. You got to do better than that, son. And I'm sorry, I'm being hardcore, but you got to do better than that. But props to you getting a pole, but hey, you got to do something with that. You know, I can give it to you, but you got to do something with it. But anyway, Max Killer Quiles, greatest Moto3 rider of all time. Yeah, if you guys want to debate me, hit me up in the comments. Moto2. Heartbreak, Celestino Vietti, rider of the race, Manuel Gonzalez. Manuel Gonzalez to come back ready mentally after being drained from last year. I mean, like I said, last year he was this close to having a MotoGP ride. I think he even tested a MotoGP bike. It was all looking good, and then the bottom fell out. And I remember not knowing what to say to him because it was kind of reminds me of like the Raiders after the Patriots beat the Raiders, and after they beat Atlanta. You don't know what to say to somebody when you see it just coming apart, and you just got to watch and go, and that's what it is with watching Manuel Gonzalez last year. And to come back from that and be mentally strong and still have that urge to fight again and not having a MotoGP seat as of now, Manuel Gonzalez all day for this one. He's my rider of the race, and heartbreak of the Celestino Vietti. All right, let's get to it. MotoGP, first of all, let's get to the rider of the race. It's going to be weird. Rider of the race has to go to Pedro Acosta. And, you know, what I don't count, and I should do a separate sprint review. What do you guys think? A separate sprint review, because I don't give the sprint justice. Pedro Acosta, what he did in both races, Pedro Acosta is my rider of the race. To do so much with so little, he's Fabio Quartararo 2.0, and Fabio Quartararo is riding the shit out of his bike, but Pedro, you can see he wants it, and the bike just doesn't have it everywhere. Put it this way, my favorite saying, I forget who said it last week in Le Mans when they said, hey, he got pole, but he don't have pace. Or he got pace. No, he didn't get pole, but he got pace. And that's what Pedro is. Pedro did get pole, but he didn't have pace. But you know what he did? He held up the field, and he held them back like, it was like in the war, man. Like, the fall is coming, and he was like Scarface. He just stands at the top, and they're coming up the steps, and he's fighting them off with one gun, one clip, one banana clip, and he's fighting them off, and he knows what's going to happen at the end eventually. That's what Pedro Acosta is. He's a one-man wrecking machine rock. And it's hard to watch because you kind of want him to have that victory, and he's racing and doing the best he can. He gives the best interviews. And the great thing about him was, after all that happened, he goes, I'm not want to talk about racing. I want to talk about, I hope Alex is okay, and I hope Zarco's okay. Let's talk about that and how hard it was to restart on the third restart. That's what I like about Pedro Acosta. He's the future of the sport, and he should be treated as such. Heartbreak goes to Pedro Acosta, Zarco, Alex Marquez, and believe it or not, Johan Mir. Listen, Johan Mir, if you're on an airplane and you see Johan Mir on your airplane, just get off. Just take a bus. Because I don't know what kind of bad luck, bad juju he's got, but he's got it. It's like, whatever he's got it. He ain't getting rid of it. It's like he's got the bird flu, that new hantavirus flu. He's still got COVID and a whooping cough. That's what he's got. Because who has that much bad luck? When he finally finishes a race, and he could have won that race, then he gets messed up from tire pressure. And I love Johan Mir. He finally looked happy. It's like that song by George, what's his name? George Jones. Hey, stop loving her today. When he goes, It's the first time you've seen him smile in years, and that's what it was like watching Yohan smile. Like, way to go, Yohan. And if you see Yohan Mir in person, he looks like he needs 2 sandwiches and some weight gain. I mean, he's so drawn up and then they're losing. He's been through hell. So for him to get that, man, I'm so happy for him. Then you find out about the tire pressure rule. It hurt my heart to see what happened to Yohan Mir. Anyway, those 4 are my heartbreak. And if you guys have a problem with that, like I said, meet me in the comments. Okay, let's talk about what happened. Listen, this is why I can't be on, like they would ask me anyway. That's why I can't be the owner of a business, or I decided somebody's fate. You know, who's that piece of shit? Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos. Listen, those guys are just straight up assholes. I'm gonna say it right now, what they do to their employees, their work conditions. But they can do it because they have no heart. They're heartless, and I can't be that way. I mean, those guys. Listen, MotoGP. I'll take the rider's side any day over an owner or over an organization, because I still want to be an athlete. But the show must go on. And that sounds cold-hearted, but the show must go on because of TV rights and everything. And I know it sounds cold-hearted, and as much praise as we give these guys, because who out there does the same thing like I do? Like, you buy gloves the color of your favorite rider. When you go to a stoplight, you make sure your tire's behind the white line, and you get like this and try to time the light. Anybody else do that? Am I the only one? Exactly. So when these guys hurt, I feel like I hurt. And I'm not gonna lie, anybody else? I cried when I saw Alex Marquez crash, and the way his body was doing. I thought, this is it. And listen, you guys do what you want to do, but please don't show no pictures of like Alex Marquez laid out or Zarco. I mean, I don't want to see that shit, man. I really don't. I mean, and you guys didn't know it, so I'm not gonna. But man, yeah. I'm glad they didn't show it because we know they're hurt. I mean, I'm glad they said that they're still conscious. It's just, it hurts. Anybody else though? I boo-hooed cried. I was here alone and I cried. I mean, it's just hard to watch because the way his body was limp, and I was like, oh fuck. And I was thinking about Mark. He's gonna take it. He's watching his brother. I mean, look. They didn't sign up for that, but that comes along with it. It's like, hey man, if you have $1 billion and you're dating a hot chick, people gonna push your buttons. They're gonna say some shit, and you got to be able to take it. And that's how it is in MotoGP. For all the praise we give them, they got to go through shit we don't go through, like that. Like you're passing by and you're seeing a rider like that you talked to earlier, maybe, and you don't know if he's alive or dead. And you got to come back and start again. And then you see another rider like, oh shit, you got to come back and start again and get ready mentally. But I know money's not everything, and I'm not being cruel. But that's how it is, baby. The show must go on. And it's bad, but so you guys tell me what you think about that. Like I said, it sounds weird. It sounds bad, but that's how it is. And by the way, this was a weird weekend. It didn't get weird. It got a little bit weird when Martin crashed every session. Correct me if I'm wrong. And that one reminds you of Salam, how he died, because the bike bounced back and hit him in the chest. And Jorge Martin said that when he crashed, he thought about him. Salam, when he crashed. And after that, I was like, oh man, I know I had track kids. I remember that's where Pecco crashed a couple years ago. Remember when he crashed in front of the field and Bender ran over him? So I kept thinking about that. And then when that crash happened, oh my God, it was nobody's fault. Pedro held his hand up, but at the same time that Alex crashed into him, it was just, that's racing, man. That's racing. I know they want to have rules to get rid of all this other shit with the ride height devices and all, but racing's always going to be dangerous. It always is. I mean, yeah, change the rules to this and that, but it's always going to be dangerous, man. So tell me what you think about that. And I just really thought the other stories that no one's talking about, like, first of all, when did Martin become he was unruly? Did you see him push his boss? Like, fuck off me. And then he pushed his boss and the camera cut away like, oh shit, he's going off. Like, I think after that, I think his bosses were like, yeah, good luck on Yamaha next year. I mean, I don't know what was that. I mean, I get it. You're pissed off. Listen, they're racers. We don't know. That's why we watch them and wish we were them. And think about how you feel when you get off work after your boss chews you out. How you feel, and that's what happened with him. I mean, and listen, I wouldn't mind seeing him and Raul, like, they want to throw hands when outside of the camera, maybe, I don't know, on the other side of the track, on the other side of Rocco's Ranch is there. Wait till everybody leaves. right? Make sure nobody has a camera and set it like men. I mean, because, hey, Raul Fernandez ain't nobody's punk. And he and his brother and his dad had a little come-together meeting with some mechanics a couple years ago. And hit me up if you want to find out about what happened. Anyway, when did Trackhouse Aprilia become WWE, the Hardy Boys? I mean, when did that happen? Those guys are the nicest guys in the world. But you had Raul and Jorge get into it, and then Agura. When did even Agura was pissed off with his, I don't know if you watched it, but Agura was pissed off with himself. He goes, yeah, that was bad. I mean, he basically, I should get penalized for what they did to Pedro, man. Pedro rode his ass off and had nothing to show for it. He didn't even get a lousy t-shirt. I mean, he rode his ass off, held back the field up until the last 2 laps and didn't have nothing to show for. Props to him. And Agura got penalized like he should have. But when did Trackhouse Aprilia decide to be WWE for a weekend? It was a horrible weekend for Aprilia. It really was. Bezecchi the same way, but he lucked out with the tire pressure rule. So, yeah. Let's see if I think I covered everything. Also, yeah. That's pretty much it, guys. I know I went way too long, but man, I had to wait till everything calmed down and see what happened to the riders. I'm glad Zarco basically is going to be okay. I don't want to say it. He might be out for the year. I mean, that was horrible. Alex Marquez, man, I'm glad he's okay. Like I said, it's racing. But the points from this GP is this. I'm going to bring this up. I'm going to give it a B+ because you take away the tragedies, but they were there. It's like American politics. You don't want to talk about it, but it's right there. Every time you wake up, it's like, all right, what did he do? It's staring you right in the face. So I give the GP a B+. I really do. I thought that the crowd was there. They were fanatics. Great race in the Moto 3. That was a great finish. The great finish in the sprint, closest in history. Moto 2 was good. And let's be honest, take away what happened, and it did happen. But when the race actually happened, that may have been the best GP all year. I mean, take away the crashes, but they did happen. But it may have been the best GP race all year. So I give it a B+, only because of what happened with the 2 crashes. Because I mean, you had 4 bikes in contention for the win. So yeah, I give it a B+. You tell me what you guys think. Tell me what I missed. I think for the year, here's what I think is going to happen. I think Martin and Bezecchi, if it keeps going like it is, they're going to start canceling each other out. Because that's what we learned about MotoGP. It's not F1. F1, they get team orders. There's no team orders. They both can fight for the championship. So they're going to cancel each other out. I mean, they're going to fight for each other. And then you get one rider in between, say Acosta, or who else is having a good year? Acosta, Agura. Watch Agura. If Agura gets a better start, I told you, he's the Asian Enea Bastianini. He gets a good start, and he starts on at least the 2nd row. Hey, man, and then in a healthy market, if a healthy Marquez comes back, watch Marquez if he's healthy and if he's hungry. The first race, either Mugello or Hungary, excuse me, that was terrible. It's going to tell you everything you need to know about Marquez. So this championship is far, far, far from over. I think that's it. They're playing nice now, Martin and Bezecchi, but when it starts getting tight, and if Marquez starts digging off in that ass, or somebody else comes to play, like say Agura gets it, and say Acosta gets that first win and learns how to win with that shitty bike. Ooh. So anyway, tell me what I missed. Sorry it went way too long, but we had to talk about the crash. Like I said, it happens, man. And I know nobody wanted to see it. I was just ready for them to be over with. Just like I had my fingers crossed, like let's just get it over with and go home, guys. And they did that, but people got hurt. But like I said, as cold as it may sound, show must go on. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. Tell me what you think. Hit me up in the comments. Anything you want to talk about, tell me what I missed. And if you don't think that Max Quiles is the best Moto3 rider of all time, you know what to do. You know where to find me. Until then, thanks for watching. Bye.